Welcome to the world of competitive Dragon Ball Supermasters, where in this series we're going to go over a lot of the keyword skills. A lot of the keyword skills are very simple, but a lot of them can be very complicated for new players and even existing players. In this series, we want you to understand all keyword skills, understand how to use them in your game, and understand how to avoid them and not die in your games. And in this ultimatum is to eventually get your competitive skill up, allow you to become a better player, and win championships and do great. So sit back and relax. In this video, we're going to be talking about strike keyword skills and how impactful they are or how useless they are in the game. Alright, so if you guys don't know me, my name is Chris, and in your class today we're going to be talking about, again, the strike skills. So we're going to be going over critical, double strike, triple strike, quadruple strike, and the infamous victory strike. And overall, these are keyword skills that you're going to see every game almost, for an exception of a couple few. So to begin with, we're going to be talking about the overall just regular strike. And a regular strike is pretty much you hit your opponent and they take the life. And this brings them down to either 8 to 7 or from 1 to 0 and you win the game. And ultimately, that is what the backbone of the game is taking your opponent's lives. Now, if we had to do 8 points of damage for every time a point of action went through, or every time a skill burned something, this game would be taking a long time. Longer than it already does, but hopefully you guys knowing these skills as a new player or a returning player, it can help you out just a little bit better to make the game go faster. So, starting off, we're going to start off with double strike. Double strike is unironically the backbone of this game. Double strike does more than just taking 2 lives. And for anyone that does not know, double strike can be applied on leader cards, unison cards, battle cards, anything that attacks, essentially. And instead of doing 1 point of damage, you do 2 points of damage, hence double. And, you know, on a surface level, very simple, you take 2 damage instead of 1. But when you're playing at a high competitive level, double strike is more than what it actually makes up to be. Double strike can turn having 3 lives left to lethal, pretty much. Or even having 4 lives, it can make the game very, very hard. And I'll give you an example here, what I mean when your opponent's at 3 lives. It's double strike, it does 2 damage, I have 3 lives, your opponent can't really kill me. Wrong. There's a lot of effects in these games when in combination with double strike, such as burn, or just take away a life and put it in a warp. You know, these things are in the game, and just being at 3 puts you in danger for double strike. And the one thing that you just do not want to see against you is either a leader swing with double strike and it gets to the combo step, or a battle card with barrier that's heavily protected, and unless you have the correct cards to deal with that, if you don't have a negate, to stop the double strike, or you don't have a battle trick that will get rid of the double strike overall during the combo step, you're pretty much lost at the game. But that's what I mean by double strike is the backbone of the game, because at any point this is super helpful and super useful, even taking your opponent down from 6 to 4. There's a lot of cards in the game that allow you to counter for free that require 5 lives, and these people want to get their value off of their counters and not go down to 4 unanswered. So double strike comes in clutch for definitely situations like that. But there are limitations to double strike with it being just 2 energies. But moving on a step up, we're going to talk about triple strike. Triple strike, as it is said, this card can inflict 3 points of damage instead of 1. And again, Unison's battle cards, leader cards, can all have the ability to either gain triple strike or inherently have triple strike on their card effect. And triple strike is a little bit more interesting because you don't see this one as much because it is pretty powerful, and it just ups the threat level of how many lives you're allotted to stay at a safe range. Now, like I said, for double strike, being at 3 lives, it could be very detrimental, but really putting triple strike on something, you staying at 4 lives could be very detrimental to you. Now, the downside of the triple strike so far in the game, which this could change as more sets go on, but a lot of the triple strikers, they have either harder effects to get out, which means you can't really combo it with something else as well, or having something gain triple strike is even harder. So a lot of the times you will probably see triple strike by itself and you can work around it or predict it, but even being at triple strike range, having 4 lives is deadly. And again, with the whole thing from double strike, if they pair it up with a ability or an effect that allows them to just take one of your free lives, such as, I believe, Deadly Defender, don't quote me on this, in red, where you just play it and you take them down from 4 to 3, simply just burn a life, and then you just play a triple striker, and no negate or a way to get out of the combo. If they dump their hand, if you don't have, enough combo power to get out, you're kind of cooked. So this is why triple strike is, it is a strike skill that should be respected. But a lot of the time, it can just be negated. And a lot of the cards that have it, they're not as prevalent or not as good, and can't really be paired up with something else. So, triple strike is, unironically, not really as threatening as double strike is most of the time. But, yeah, that is triple strike. Let's move on to quadruple strike. Now, quadruple strike, again, this is inflicting 4 damage instead of 1 damage. And this is really where you will really see the scarcity, because now this is completely, really good. Quadruple strike just allows you to almost end the game as an opponent is awakening, because a lot of these decks want to awaken at 4 lives. So this is when the power levels of most decks are coming online for the first time, and a quadruple striker that can come down that early and threaten just lethal from 4 lives, you are kind of denying your opponent from all 4 cards in that deck or in their lives, whether that be a secret rare, whether it be a super combo, or just 3 cards they can combo with that will help them stay in the game. But again, the problem with quadruple strike is it's limited very heavily for that reason of being super broken and OP. A lot of the quadruple strikes are on secret rares, which, if you guys don't know, secret rares have the ultimate tag, and that tag only allows you to have 1 in your deck, which we're going to talk about that in a later video. But yeah, for quadruple strike, it is just a menace if there's a way to counter the counter, or you don't have a battle trick to stop it. And usually, what makes these quadruple strikes even more, since they are tied to secret rares most of the time, their base powers is 40k and above. And already trying to combo up to 40k is a lot of tax on your hand. And yeah, if you get on the wrong side of a quadruple strike and your opponent just decides, I think I can win the game here, and dumps their hand, it's probably game if you do not have the combo power or the ability to get out of it. So overall, I don't think there really is a downside to quadruple strike, other than, if more cards had it, games would be ending very quickly, and that might not be enjoyable. But that is Quadruple Strike, and there's one more strike that actually doesn't have strike in its name, but is considered pretty much a strike, and that's Critical. And Critical is also another one of those early keywords that I wouldn't say is the backbone of the game, more like the neck bone. Like, you gotta have this in the game to deny your opponent's cards. So Critical pretty much is when this card inflicts damage to your opponent's life, they place that many cards in the drop area. Now, this is where Critical gets very interesting, because doing 1 point of damage with Critical just denies them that card in hand from life. And it's very interesting because, yes, you denied them combo power, but you could also hit something such as a very crucial piece that was stuck in their life. Many times you can hit a secret rare, and that could honestly be like game ending in itself. Like, say you're going against the blue-yellow Gogeta deck, and they rely on the SCR for their whole deck to function. If you critical them with a double strike critical, triple strike critical, even just a single critical, and you hit the secret rare, that critical pretty much just won you the game. And this is why it's so important to have critical on cards, and why when you are playing against things that have critical, maybe you should think twice about if you're going to take it or not. Because looking at your hand, if you don't have the cards that you need or anything like that, you got to question. And what makes critical a little bit over the top is all these other strikes: double strike, triple strike, not really quad strike. You can pretty much allow a card to gain it if you have the right cards to give your leader, battle card, or unison card critical. And that just amplifies the effect of the already broken and really good strike skills, double strike, triple strike, quadruple strike, to help you win the game and get more of the cards in their lives away from their opponents. So critical, the neck bone of the game. It's very good. You're going to see this keyword skill a lot, and don't be surprised if you have to take some. It's part of the game. And finally, we're going to talk about Victory Strike. Maybe the de facto best keyword skill in the game, because honestly, for all the strike abilities, Victory Strike just says when you deal damage with this card, you win the game. And at this point of recording, I believe Victory Strike also has the ultimate tax, to where all the cards that have Victory Strike, they're pretty much on ultimate cards, which again you can only run one of. And it's very hard to really say it's good, it's broken. You win the game if you do the damage. And your opponent could be at 6 lives, 8 lives, 1 life. It does not matter. But what really makes this downfall is you gotta do that damage. So whether you get the damage or the attack to go to the battle phase and you combo out and they can't combo up, feels good, you win the game. But it's a really bad feeling when you have to play around all these negates to get your actual strike to go to the battle step and even get a chance to win the game. Victory Strike seems more of a chore half the time than actually winning the game for you. And I think they, it could be just how the game is, or they maybe did it intentionally to make it a little bit, not oppressive. But in past formats, there has been ways to get out Victory Strike that is literally unbearable and unfun to play against when you actually die from 7 or 8 lives and didn't even get a chance to see the cards in your life. But again, that is why Victory Strike is really good, but it is really bad if you play your Victory Strike card and it gets negated, and you just hope that it doesn't get removed for the next time your turn comes around. So, Victory Strike, really good card, but has its limitations. But again, if you do that damage, you win the game, and that is what we're trying to do, is win the game. But other than that, hey, that was all the victory, all the strike skills. And this is our first time doing this type of series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to go over all the other keyword skills as I make the videos look better, sound better. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section and stuff like that. But we're doing this because we want more people to get into Dragon Ball. We want more people to play competitively. I think this game flourishes on competitiveness, and we're all about it. So if you are looking for a place to play competitively, come join us in the Discord. We host locals every Thursday, and we will also have some leagues as more people come into the Discord. And ultimately, we're just trying to make tournaments better, and we're trying to make a overall competitive scene for our dedicated players and teams with these dedicated players on it. Reality and interesting thing to watch and be a part of. So if you would like to be a part of that, again, come join us in the Discord, and we'll love to have you and see you either get destroyed by all the good players or become one of the good players in a kind of like anime style like arc. So without further ado, my name is Chris, and this is All in One Gaming Generation. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.